Hello, welcome to Mitch's Rant Time, show where I talk and you listen. Of course, the freezer comes on right as I start talking. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a more unorthodox thing. I decided to record this at night. Um, Ironically, when I try to take a break from Facebook, I go to YouTube. Still happen to find things to rant about. Um, and this is a recent video done by a YouTuber, I believe named Nicole Arbour or something along those lines. She used to date one of my favorite YouTubers, one I watch a lot, and my fiance and I watch together, Matthew Centaur. They used to be together. Now, she did a video, and I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, um, more likely you'll be watching this in the future if I actually do anything with this. But if you're watching this, you would be aware this is about um, the video Dear Fat People. Now, before I go into this, I want to kind of give a backstory of, first off, my view of YouTube and what got me to be both into YouTube, into criticizing things and ranting things and all of that, and it'll definitely come around. So when I really didn't have much knowledge about YouTube, or really didn't use the internet a whole lot, other than for strictly academic purposes in high school. And I graduated in 2010. I'm only 23, so I was still at that time where YouTube was still pretty big, but still kind of growing. You know, people like PewDiePie and the Nostalgia Critic and Markiplier and Jenna Marbles, they weren't really at quite to the point of fame at that point. They were still starting or thinking about starting. And it wasn't until college that I really started getting into YouTube. And actually, it wasn't YouTube that got me into YouTube, it was Netflix. And looking for other pieces of Netflix. I was watching a lot of comedians on Netflix. I was considering trying to do stand-up comedy. I wanted to try it up there. I ended up did try it when I was in school. I later tried to get my hand at it down where I am now. I might go back into it. I don't know. I don't think I'm that funny, but anyway, I got brought into YouTube by Netflix. It was online viewing, and the main person, as I said, it was comedians, mostly George Carlin. Now, George Carlin is a big idol of mine. He's definitely big in the inspiration of how critical I am of a lot of different things. Um, Maybe helped me, watching his videos definitely helped me coming out as being an atheist. Um, I definitely like his more not cynical, but very skeptical and kind of passe look at how life is, and especially a lot of the things we take for granted or take way too seriously that aren't the way we perceive. The reality we make and force ourselves to perceive is not really the reality we exist in, and I definitely like that. So that then led me to look for more of George Carlin stuff. I found other comedians. I ended up finding things. My first real YouTube channel I subscribed to, I believe, was Epic Rap Battles. No, it wasn't Epic Rap Battles History. That was the first one I started watching. First one I subscribed to was Nostalgia Critic. I looked for Jurassic Park video. Big JP fan. No one was probably more excited for Jurassic World than me, other than a lot of YouTubers actually. In fact, a lot of people I like I found in Jurassic Park stuff, but and then I've looked back ever since and became a big fan of YouTubers. Um, I could go into a whole story about each YouTuber I like and how I found them and their influences they've had on me, both personal as well as looking into entertainment and other things I wanted to do with my life. So that being said, that's what drew me to this. And in doing that, becoming a fan, I found many different sectors, kind of like business sectors, economic sectors. You have different sectors. It's the same with YouTube. You have, the music videos, you have news, you have political stuff, you have, uh, you know, lists like top tens and stuff like that. You have vloggers, you have ranters, you have critical thinkers, you have critiques, you have um, comedy personalities, you have comedy variety show types, kind of like an SNL Mad TV of YouTube. And then you have the most common one right now, um, gamers. Those are kind of the main basic ones. There are definitely a few other ones. Sorry if I left any out. But we definitely have those main ones. Um, and I always liked seeing crosses between. I liked seeing, people who were in the top tens joining the, you know, art critiques for a video doing compilation, or, critical talkers, kind of semi-satirical, but more just being critical of stuff and vlogging, compilating with a vlogger or a gamer or gamers, and you know, and skit writers going together, or people who are just multi-talented, which is something I like to do with this. Be multi-talented. I want to do gaming as well as a few other things, but I can only go so far, and I can only go as far as I let myself go, and that's something I got to do with. So you've got that different world now. What this all ties into, this backstory, long rant ended. Um, this backstory goes to serve purpose as I love it not only when they interact in a positive way to give something even greater to the viewer to provide a better product. I also like the fact that they still have the respect of each other to challenge each other. When one does something stupid and fucked up, the rest will come out and say, "Hey, that was fucked up. Don't do that. This is what you did wrong." And in a way, it's still a community that can work together to better itself as well as work together to better everyone else. And I like that. I really love that. I think it's definitely done a lot. One thing that's of course appealing about YouTube is for a lot of YouTubers, um, or at least for a lot of YouTuber fans, you're just like us. It's the only thing that separates us is the monitor in our mind, and it definitely we can relate to YouTubers better as opposed to someone like Bill O'Reilly or Harrison Ford or Amy Ford. We don't relate to them as well because they're in the typical Hollywood or studio production we've become so used to. It's different to see everything on a camera, especially when it looks so similar to the cameras that we have, our home video cameras, our web cameras, our phone cameras, everything. It's so nice to see someone who like us, and that's where I really want to talk about this because that relatability is important, and that's probably where the issue with this video, the Dear Fat People, comes into play. While I have heard people make the same ignorant complaints, it's not relatable to most people, especially in America. And America is I'll say, it is a heavy set nation. We are bigger. We are wider. I have exchange students who come from, obviously other nations, different European nations. It's like, why are you guys so big? You know, I'm heavy set myself. I know there there are YouTubers who are heavy set. I know people who are heavy set. My fiance is trying to lose weight. We have a lot of weight problems, and it goes both ways. It's not just people who are overweight, and there's variations of overweight. I'm like 30, 40 pounds overweight. There are plenty of people who are 10 times that overweight, as well as there are plenty of people who are 30, 40 pounds underweight, and that's unhealthy as well. So we have a big problem with weight, and I think a lot of that has to do with our view of ourselves. Again, back to is we only can go as far as we let ourselves, and that takes a lot to deal with. And while we all can definitely agree we've had relatable experiences with obnoxious people, interrupting our daily flow or inconveniencing us, to make the obnoxious part not about a personality, but about not necessarily a demographic, but a trait that a physical trait that can come from any number of things, is really mean spirit. And that's the thing, it's mean spirit. It's not satire. It's satire. Satire is not mean spirited and then you slap on at the end, oh, I'm trying to help people to try and save some PC bullshit. No. Satire is drawing out a problem, taking a problem, expanding it to an extreme to show the problem, make fun of it, and then show that that problem exists in all of us. It's something we all need to work on. And here's where George Carlin comes in, and another YouTuber, Mr. Repsion, he actually brought up Carlin as well, but I want to go on to it because I know what he's going for. Carlin had a joke about fat people as well. The joke about fat people, though, was not about fat people and how they smell like sausage and having to push fat up. While he was definitely very graphic and even offensive or vulgar or off color in his descriptors he used, they could be hurtful if you took it out of context. If you listen to the entire joke and know what he's talking about the over excessiveness of America, of how we are, how we just consume, and how it reflects in our appearance. And that's something that we all do. We all contribute to it. And he talks about a lot of different people in this rant, in this bit. He talks about people, the yuppies, who have the little baby slings so that way they can, buy shit. Yuppies are typically in shape. He talks about different people. He talks about how everything is oversized. Our vehicles, our meals, our credit debt, everything. It's a reflection upon everyone that applies to just about everything. That's what satire is. And while I may not be the perfect comedian, while I'm definitely not the arbiter of what is and is not funny, not quite necessarily a German, I see that is somewhat satirical and also a bad joke, but still, while I may not be to that perfect, I know that this is not satire. Satire is not mean spirited. Satire is not making fun of people at their expense. Satire. Satire. I wish I could put a graphic there for satire. Satire is about pointing out things we don't like about society, making fun of it, so that way we can all relate. And maybe, just maybe, say, hey, yeah, you're doing something stupid. Let's fix it. But it even comes at admitting that we do it ourselves. That's satire. You don't know what satire is. Now, yes, everybody has attacked you. I have heard of many people attack you. I want to hear a few other YouTubers I've heard of that have come out with opinions on this, and I definitely would like to challenge them if they come up with an excuse for them. Because the thing is, when I heard about this, I originally gave Nicole the benefit of the doubt. Thought, oh, okay, another comedian's getting bashed for being politically incorrect. Watch the video. No, it's mean spirited, as I said. It is not satire. It is not polite. It is definitely out of a anger of inconvenience. And the biggest thing, when you do that, you don't look like, especially for Nicole herself, she doesn't come off looking like a sweet, or just a bad mouth comedian, as I consider myself a bad mouth comedian. Or a lot of people I know, a lot of comedians, local comedians I look up to, bad mouth comedians who are just being a little shocking. You come off as a skinny bitch with an annoying attitude that doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. Needs to shut the fuck up. She just needs to shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, to Nicole herself, I'll never see this. You're gonna feel, after all this, I'm pretty sure you're feeling upset, ashamed, attacked, assaulted. You're gonna feel self-conscious about the next video you make. And I want you to hold on to that feeling for a minute. Because that feeling is exactly what you gave any plus size, overweight, underweight, size 000, anyone who is self-conscious about their weight or appearance, you made them all feel that. Not because you talked about a controversial subject matter, but because you were mean-spirited. You complained about the inconveniences of people being different, and you judged them on that. You don't know their story. You don't know what they went through. While I agree, people need to, as Americans, we need to try to become healthier. We need to be less excessive. You don't go about it in such a mean, just caustic way. Now, I hope this doesn't remove you from YouTube. Matthew Santoro liked you enough to date you. Pretty sure that means you have some funny material. You're definitely entertaining. I thought you had interesting style. And I thought you definitely did have some decent jokes. Riddled in there every once in a while. So, I hope this doesn't run you away from YouTube. And hey, it may not even change you. The fact that you've been criticized, you may just get butthurt, say, oh, well, I know what I'm doing, and just continue to do what you're doing. Sure, fine. Subscribers obviously like you. You may have lost some, and have the right. This is YouTube. Subscribers rule YouTube. They dictate what continues. But you need to realize, and you probably should look inside yourself and see, maybe I should think before I make a video. Well, I definitely know this is a little critical coming from someone who hardly ever scripts out what they say. At least I think about what I want to say before I say it. Don't take this the wrong way, but yeah. Next time you want to make a video, please think about it beforehand. Please think about what you're saying. You obviously scripted some of it, so take out the jokes. Bounce them off of different people. If it's a joke about fat people, bounce it off a fat friend. If it's a joke about maybe racial stereotypes, bounce it off someone who's of that race, and see if they feel offended. See if you feel you're being attacking of them, not, making fun of, not just, making fun of something that maybe a lot of different people do. And, tell your joke a few times. Tell it to the mirror. Actually practice it and review it and see if it sounds hurtful. Because a joke's supposed to make people laugh. It's not supposed to make them think, gosh, am I really that way? Now, yeah, satire is supposed to think, oh, shit, yeah, I do that. But it's not supposed to make you think, gosh, do people think that of me? It's not satire. That's something you'd expect from like a Michael Moore type documentary. An expository documentary. That's not this. You're a comedic YouTuber. Fucking act like it. Anyway, that's what Mitch's rant time. Thank you guys for listening. If you like what I said, please leave a like. If you have anything to say, I actually leave the comment section open. No one uses it, but hopefully someone will. Please leave a comment. We might have an argument. That's how we grow. And I'll always subscribe if you like what I do here. If you like anything, maybe I might try to do eventually. I've done some video game stuff, like back into that. There's other stuff I'd like to do. Subscribe. Help me out. That's been it. Again, thanks for listening. Have a good night. Stay cool.